Okay. All right. I'm gonna open all of our seasonings and show you all what we're getting into. Seasoning wise. And aromatics, okay? Add-ins, add-ons, if you have them. We have everything here. Sauces to add or incorporate to get more of an authentic flavor, okay? And, what do they call it? Is it, here, let me look it up. Look up the word. Additional item of dress or equipment. Accoutrement, yes, accoutrements. Thank you for the hearts, appreciate you. Thank you for the like. It really helps me a lot when you guys like it. Thank you so much. Whoever's doing that, you're smart as shit. Thank you so much. Okay, I have a little bit of accoutrements to put on there as well, depending on the flavor profile that you want to go towards. I've never had Boom Boom sauce, so we're going to try that together on live. Well, thank you, Ernie. Appreciate you. Welcome back, Ernie. Thank you. I'm glad you wanted to come watch me here on YouTube, and I'm surprised you got to catch me here. I usually don't give a fuck here, Ernie, so I'm sorry if I'm unapologetically as raw as possible on this app. I'm sorry. As you can see, Ernie, it's a different appearance I have here. I don't quite care. I'm doing the bare minimum on here, Ernie. I have to grind this account, okay? And sometimes I do it when I don't have time. And so here I am in the midst of not having any damn time. You hear me? So I apologize, Ernie, if I, of my appearance. You know what I mean. You get it now. I'm giving you a little bit of context of what's going on. Okay. He's here for it. You're a trooper. Okay, let's see. All right. And I have to open these up. We're gonna try these accoutrements, the Boom Boom sauce, okay? And sweet chili. I rate all of the things I try that are brand new and all the things, but sweet chili, there's different types and different kinds. Some make them better, some make them the same. And I swear by the Filipino brand. It's a big glass bottle. It's like Thai style, but I mean, the Filipino one is really, really good. Stop. Why are you saying stop? Oh God, my elbow. And then we have to open up these things here. We should try and give it a try. And I would say patis, or even fish sauce or oyster sauce, is kind of like a non-negotiable. Same thing with soy sauce and black pepper, or pepper at all. I'd say it is mandatory in something like this. If you only have soy sauce and black pepper, baby, trust me, you're going to have a fantastic meal. Fantastic. Oh my God. What happened, Ernie? Why'd you put stop? Okay, let's see. This one, and I think this needs to be opened a little. Yeah, it does. We're gonna chop up some veggies. We have to sharpen our knife, and then we're gonna get cooking. We want everything out, and I emphasize that you want, quite literally, everything to be out, because it gets a little bit hectic going fast for some people. Some people don't cook fast, you know. They might not want to. They might get insecure about cooking. They might not have confidence in the kitchen, whatever it means, you know. there's a little funnel here. We don't want that to come out. Everything's open though, thankfully. All right. I don't even want to smell it yet. I want to taste it firsthand there. Okay, and we also have a little bit of Asian pear for sweetness. I'm gonna get a couple bowls. When you were talking about your appearance and how it different from, oh, I get what you're saying. It's all right, Ernie. I'm not being very, how do you say? I have to explain this to some people, I guess. They might not understand. There are times I'm exaggerative or exploitive or, you know, of myself, or maybe even a little bit sarcastic or self-deprecative, or maybe even we could describe it as inflammatory, vulgar, even unnecessary. But it's all under the guise of having fun. Does that make sense? Or as a joke. Does that make sense? So as to seize maybe comments or rapport in my room, activity in my room, so that way people engage with whatever I'm saying. Does that make sense? So it's kind of intentional. Does that make sense? So it's never serious, and it's never meant to hurt anybody's feelings or even my own, or fishing for compliments or fishing for reassurance. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, I could turn the camera on and know who I am, but I'm just having fun. It's supposed to be for engagement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I appreciate you. I'm glad you have concern for how I feel about my self-worth. Thank you. You're very polite, but it's all right. You're fine. Everything's fine. I can assure you. But I'm flattered. Thank you. Anywho, all right. Let's see. I just try to emphasize the bubbly aspects of my personality more whenever I'm here. Does that make sense? Just keeps people here. It keeps it entertaining, fun, lighthearted, you know, vibrant even, excitable. That's how people would describe it, you know, engaging. You know what I mean? But me having to break it down like that is a little silly to somebody who probably understands how people are on the internet, especially if they're having to do like a live broadcast. It's a little weird, I know. But me having to explain it, hopefully that makes sense, more sense. And maybe that makes more sense my approach on the internet, or approach when you see me on stream. Does that make sense? Thank you for the taps. Thank you. I have a little bit of tongs here. I need to wash my knife. I have a whetstone here that I could use, but I don't think it's necessary. And then I have a slotted spoon, a flat spoon here, or a wooden spatula. Yeah. Ain't a damn spoon. Who am I kidding? Okay. We got a few bubbles over there. Not enough to make anything shake. And I need to wash my knife. Where the hell is it? Okay. All right. We had so many likes on the other one. If you're just coming back, I had to switch phones because my other one was dying. And you are seeing me make stir fry from start to finish. Okay? So that other segment will be more of maybe like the, how do you say, filler. Not the recipe. I'll have to change the title on that one. It's not uploaded anymore because I've yet to release it or make it public. Every time the camera turns off, I have to manually release the videos, if that makes any sense. And let's wash our veggies, okay? How are you you know what? Let me do this. Small cauldron here, and we have half of an onion that I'm going to use up. You see how it's sort of like drying out from the fridge temperature there? We're going to just salvage it, okay? Salvage it as much as we can. Okay, we have about a half of there. You can use a whole onion if you like. This is a large one, or I mean, I would say medium. It's about a medium size in America, unfortunately. This is medium. Maybe for a different country, this is large. This is a medium, okay? So I'm using about a, I wish I had a, maybe I should get my scale. That would be more helpful for some people who are maybe not in America. And they're not used to the size of the portions here. And I'll do grams to be more, what do you call it? But after I prep them, because I'm going to discard some of the ends, so they're not going to actually be the appropriate weight there, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we have green onions for vegetables. Vegetables are so necessary in here, so good. Okay, this is a very use it up recipe type. Okay, we got a little bit of onion. I'm not quite going to rinse that yet. Got some green onions here, some scallions. You could do the thick ones with the larger bulbs. Those would be really nice. You can incorporate the whites in there. You can still use the whites in this one if you don't have actual onion. They're very pungent towards the bottom and have more of a true onion flavor. The tops are lightly fragrant and really, really for more color, you know. The mids here have a little bit more of a pungent onion flavor, and obviously the whites will be the truest flavor. So you use what you want, what you can. Some people don't even like onions, but since we're making this at home, 1 stalk of celery. This bulks up pretty fast with all the chicken and the noodles, you know, and the eggs. So you don't want to put too much. Think about it. You know, depending on how many people you're cooking for, maybe your excess or your vegetables will help bulk it up. Maybe you want more celery. Maybe you want more peppers. These are sweet peppers. I think these are crescendos, or crescendas. I'm not really sure. They're these ones I think were imported from Canada. That's what the fucking bag said. But you know, sweet peppers, not spicy. Not spicy at all. Seriously, you can even put the seeds in there and nothing would change. I just want some color or something to contrast the look of the eggs, the chicken, the noodles. They all look the same color. Something a little bit more vibrant. Even the celery will cook out and become a little bit lighter in color. It doesn't remain vibrant green, not even really vibrant, really, that is, as vibrant as this is. So we add these at the end to give it some color, some contrast. Oops. We want it to look sexy. We want the food, and I'll use that word, sexy. A lot of that is going into you wanting to eat it. You want to feel enticed by the food. You want to have respect for the meal. You don't want it to look bland and boring. You want to be encouraged to eat the leftovers. And sometimes by adding color, it gives us that opportunity to, especially when we eat at home. So a lot of people don't like to, but this is how I like to eat at home. This is what keeps me coming back to eat at home, to keep cooking. A carrot. And a lot of those carrots that we had were going down, baby. But we're gonna fix her up. We're gonna peel it, and we're gonna make her look really nice. This is really a throwaway recipe. Everything but the kitchen sink goes here, okay? Don't feel intimidated if you don't have everything that I have, or that you don't have maybe money. I'll give you substitutions as we go of what you really could go without, what's an add-on, and what's used to create more volume for the dish, okay? And I mean things that don't really have a lot of caloric density or flavor, okay? So they add volume, which means they bulk up the meal, you know? It can help feed a lot more people. Something that would help do that is the noodle itself. The plain noodle would do that, okay? Celery is gonna do that for us. I think carrots are in season in the spring. They could be going out of season at this point. I'm not really sure. I forget. I don't really know if they're year-round. I'm forgetting now. They are root vegetables. But regardless, they're not as sweet as they normally are. Or maybe they are becoming that, because I don't know if they're more in fall. Regardless, unnecessary, okay? Sweet pepper is completely unnecessary, all right? But sometimes it's nice. If you have a bell pepper, they're a little cheaper than any other sweet variety, or if you have those just tiny sweet ones if you live in America, they come in a bag. Those are really nice too. Onions, garlic is kind of like a staple, you know, so I would try I would certainly try to find something like that if you have the money for it, okay? Don't worry. Rotisserie chicken is $6. Don't go crazy, okay? Use what you have. Thank you guys for the likes. Appreciate you. Cutting off the tops or the ends. You could also save these scraps if you were to do maybe some stock. I'm going to. So a lot of these ends I'm going to be saving. I just don't like to waste, and it'd be nice. You could even add your vegetable clippings too if you wanted to strictly make a vegetable broth or what have you. You don't necessarily need to make one that's just like something that's requiring bones. All of these scraps are applicable for making stock. That's good. Let's see here. Some of these are looking a little dull. Okay. I'm only going to use a few of these. The whole thing. Okay? The entirety of the whole entire thing. So here I'll start to weigh these, and this is the only thing I'm going to weigh. You season with your heart. You do what you like. Some cultures have preference for certain seasonings. Some people don't like certain things. Some people are particular. Some people follow me to the T and use their best judgment when I eyeball things in terms of seasoning. But in terms of how much these vegetables weigh, I felt like it was more important, but maybe it's not. That's just what I'm doing. We're waiting for that water to boil up. Waiting for a big, fat, rapid boil. Lots of bubbles at the top. Not quite yet. That way it reduces the actual time those noodles are going to take. And it's because my chicken's already cooked. Otherwise, the chicken would be going down at the same time as those noodles back there. But obviously, you know, they're not. Okay, cutting off our ends here. Those white portions. Prepping our vegetables since we have a few here. Onion and garlic is also so necessary, but not a lot of people like onions and garlic or really strong pungent flavors. Maybe they're cooking for kids. You could leave the onions and garlic out. A lot of the time their palate is not so developed and they sort of get introduced to those flavors a little later. They become a little bit more particular, but by all means, you cook for whomever will eat it. That's fine too. I had put this in the fridge also, so a little bit of those fragrances that kind of make your eyes water are kind of non-existent right now. So I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can before that starts to hurt my eyes. Put it face down. We got about 62 grams of white onion, or sorry, yellow onion, a sweeter onion, Spanish onion is what we call it. Okay, I'm gonna chop those up already. I'm just going to make 1/4 inch slivers. And we're going, or even a little less. We don't want it to be too big. Here we are, okay? About that size, all the way around consistently, okay? Consistent. We want everything to be the same, all right? Oops, I just dropped some. So now maybe about 57 grams, because we just dropped some. Sorry. Okay, and here we are with our green onions. We'll keep these in a small bag. They wilt really bad in the summer, so I try to make sure I put them in the fridge right away. Right away. Our water's not quite rapid yet. It's getting there, but not quite. I like to prep everything because as I go, okay, we cook it very, very quick. Oh no, my eyes. Here they go. Here they go. A little bit of a napkin to contain that. Or maybe even water. Cold, cold, cold water. Cold water. And our green onions, this is how much I'm going to use. About 26 grams green onions. The dark green portion, I'll chop off, okay? I'm gonna separate them. The sort of lighter green portion from the dark green, if you can tell the difference here. And with the dark green portion, I'm going to cut in half. I want almost 2 inch or 1 3/4 inch size. This will be the end. We'll add these at the very, very last of our dish, so that way they retain their very dark color and they don't wilt so much, because see here how thick and strong and circular they are. The longer they cook down, sort of the more flimsy and dark they get and sort of lose that vibrancy. We don't want to lose that. We want to avoid it. We want to make sure it brightens everything up. These lighter green color here, excuse my eyes, we're going at a bias, okay? Nice, pretty angle that we're slicing these on, and nice and thin. Really pretty. Make sure you have a sharp knife. You don't want to cut yourself. They kind of have a slimy texture is why I'm saying this, and sometimes that can be a culprit that the knife will slip, especially on vegetation like this, and you cut yourself really bad. You want this to be able to grip the vegetable really good. Nice bias, pointy, really pretty cut. My poor eyes. We should have cut the onion last. We should have. What was I thinking? We should have. A little bit of ice water, okay, in a small container. A little bit of ice water. Not too many ice cubes, because it's harder to fish them out. Contain them. Keep them nice and crispy. Keep the structural integrity, especially if it's very hot where you are, if you can have the opportunity to make ice, okay? Keep them in ice water. It retains the crunch of the onions after we've cut them there. Perfect, okay? We'll take our onion or carrot. That's done. We need to measure out our carrots, our celery. About 56 grams carrot. 56 grams celery. 175 grams sweet pepper or bell pepper, if you have it, okay? Okay. 44 grams of grated Asian pear, okay? You've seen one like this before. It's a cross between almost like, feels like an apple and a pear. Can't really describe it. It's good though. Some people use it in kimchi to add a little bit of sweetness. That's where I would say I've also seen that. But this is completely optional. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. You could also use some sugar. Straight sugar or some sort of sweetener. Honey. You don't have to though. It's optional completely. Okay. But enough of that. Oh, and garlic. Sorry. I guess people can skip ahead if they feel it's necessary. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 medium cloves. Let me peel them and then we'll weigh it, okay? Taking the side of my knife, or even the tip, peeling everything off. Instead of twisting, sometimes it goes a little faster. 1, that's 2, 3, 2 large, 3 large, and 1 small clove. Okay. 12 grams of garlic. Okay? But you don't have to, remember? You don't have to use garlic. You don't have to use that much. I like a lot. And I think that the rapport on Americans is that I think other countries think that we use maybe too much at times. So we really like it. So I don't know if that's also the case or the perception, but you don't have to use this much at all by any means. Okay. Let's clean up our station a bit. Put away things we don't need. We have a rapid boil. I'm gonna rinse my hands. We're ready to start. We'll chop up our chicken, and then we're going to put our eggs in the bowl. We won't beat them just yet, but we should be starting to cook, okay? Our 3 servings of noodles. And at this point, I don't know if I want to put a little bit more. Maybe half of this package. Maybe. And then we'll just fish out what we don't want to use. How about that? Maybe we'll do that. Okay. Here I am. I need my bowl. I just realized I don't have my frying pan. Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. In all ways it could go wrong. It's going wrong. Oh. My little tongs. Push all the noodles in. Give it a twirl. Put some of these away. Really quick. Really quick. We could put this in here. That actually would be nice. Might be nice. Or this bowl. Way better. Waiting for those noodles to start getting soft or complete. Whoa! Well, hopefully nobody opens that cupboard. But they probably would. Spin those a little. We don't want them to stick together. Give them a little bit of a spin, an occasional spin. Otherwise, that's how you get that result of them sticking so often, is because you are probably not giving them a toss when they're in the water. Here we are, almost done here. A little more. Here we go. Might need that container. Might. Okay. I gotta put these down in here because I'm trying to fish out my frying pan. If anybody's just coming in, trying to get my frying pan in here because it's at the bottom of this sink. And you know what? Thankfully it was, because I had to put these dishes in here. I really had to. are. We got to give those noodles a stir. Back there. Here. Oh. Let's put that one in. And I think that's all I can get in there for now. Whoa. Sorry for how loud that is. Okay. We have our little pot down here. Not quite. Almost. Keep the water on high. We want the noodle to be not soggy, not overcooked, slightly under, because it's going to endure high heat and keep cooking in this frying pan with everything else. So by the time everything is done and seasoned and cooked and soft, those noodles will become done, and they'll finish at the same time as everything else. That's what we want. Okay. And now, rinse. Hot, very hot. Water. Okay. Perfect. Beautiful. Now put on the stove. Turn it on high heat. While that's heating up, we'll try one of our noodles again. They might be done. See that? See? Perfect. Let's try one. Whoa. No. No. Not quite. But we did give them a mix. And that's good. Now, if anybody had questions for the oil, okay? Neutral. Nothing too much. Okay. We're going to be cutting our carrots in ribbons. Nice ribbons. Okay. Almost mimicking our noodles in length, okay? Holding it down at the base of the cutting board and sort of spinning it, rotating it, making sure that when you slice it, it's even. That way there's no like lumps and it's evenly cut. That way we can julienne it appropriately and get the most out of it and still be able to hold on to it. So rotate is nice. And I've gone down all the way to the end almost and still get a few pieces out of there. See? And that's what we're left with. And I could have still gone a little bit more and used my knife, but I'm okay. You know, it is what it is. Here we have our ribbons. I'll show you our ribbons. And I like to do, personally, I like to do the aromatics last because of them being so pungent, but especially the garlic. Sometimes the husk sort of sticks to my cutting board if it is wet. Here's our strings, our ribbons. Nice and thin julienne. You could use this texture for a carrot salad as well. And these being so thin, they don't need to be cooked long. That's why everything needs to be cut very, very thin, is because this dish doesn't take very long to cook. You're stir frying something. happens fast. You're stirring it up because if you leave it too long, it will burn. Stirring and frying, okay? Our celery on the sort of U shape, flat on the cutting board like this, so it doesn't budge or doesn't move, go anywhere. Cut on a bias, okay? Just like we did the green onions, nice and thin, okay? Thin, thin, thin. Here we are. Beautiful. Cuts like this, okay? And this is just one stalk. It has a bit of water in it, so they will reduce actually in size a little. And they're a little thicker than our carrots, so our carrots would be almost the last thing that we add into there. I'm gonna get my microplane. We're gonna grate this pear into it, into our whole dish here. The little sweet peppers, sometimes they're about this size. If you live in America, around this size or this size, okay? Open it up, cut the tops off, flare it open, the soft side down on the cutting board, rough side up. We're going to take it and make slivers. Take the pointy end of your knife. You can also do this with a paring knife, more control. Okay, make nice little slivers like this, okay? And something like this size, all right, because we want everything to be uniform. When all the water expels out of these, they're not gonna be as big at the end. We want everything to be the same size, more or less, okay? So the biggest thing in here will be the celery and these peppers. So when everything cooks down, it'll all be the same size, but contrasting colors, see? I like to keep these ones longer if they are longer. They look really pretty in the dish when they're just as long, almost as the noodles. And the same thing, rough side up, and just take the knife and drag from the top to the bottom. Protect your fingers, protect your knuckles whenever you chop like that, okay? Nice thin, almost like you would prepare to pickle or preserve these, okay? Nice and thin. Open them up. If you wanted to, you could just use jalapenos. That'd be nice. Almost like a jalapeno chicken, if you guys have ever had that. Like Asian restaurants here in America, they have that as one of the popular dishes. Like Chinese food would have jalapeno chicken. And then our garlic, we're mincing it finely, okay? You could also give it a rough chop if that's what you like. You're going to have a more concentrated flavor of the garlic the finer that you break it down. Of course, if you grate it or macerate it, you'd get a more pronounced flavor. The clove being whole would more or less perfume or make a essence or become more fragrant for the dish. It won't be so pungent of a flavor. So I would suggest that if you are introducing new flavors to maybe somebody who doesn't have an extremely developed palate, maybe like a child, you could put a whole clove in there. Just let it completely remain in there whole and full. And add it in the beginning. It'll be more of an essence. Or at the end if you want, if you don't want it to be so, even then it'd be too pungent. Okay, rock over all of these. You want something like this, nice and rough, okay? You could even take it a little further. I want this flavor to come through particularly, so I'm going to try my best here. Check on those noodles. They should be done now. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Let's try one. They're done. Might even be a little over. Where is our strainer? Oh, okay. I'll take these out. Dumping our noodles in. We want them to stop cooking as soon as possible. Remove them from the water completely. Completely. Don't let them rest in there. Rinse them in cold water. Stop the cooking process as fast as possible. Okay? We don't want them to keep cooking on their own. The strainer is perfect for this. Letting the water pass right through them. Stop them from cooking. Okay. Perfect. Let them rest there. I want to make sure that they do get rid of most of the water because we're going to be adding sauce. Okay. We're going to be adding hot oil. So they could pop up really crazy if they had too much excess oil attached to them. Okay, so be mindful of that. Let them drain off for a while. It might be overwhelming to some people if they have too much oil in the pan. It could pop up a lot. And that could just be from moisture, water excess, okay? All right, that pan is hot. Here we are. Put some of this in. Oh, this was here. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, and then, how about this? For my eggs, we'll crack all of our eggs into the bowl. Now, whoa. Now, so that way I don't have to worry about it later. One nice solid crack. And we're going to be doing it on a flat surface. And if you get a shell in there, the opposite shell should help it get out. One solid crack. Oops, almost broke that bad. Okay, we'll let them to the side. I'll show you what to do with these in a second. Okay. That's over. This will come over here. The pan is still hot and not quite gotten all that water off of there yet. That's okay. Are my babes in here? Who do I got in here? Everybody's quiet. They're listening. Or I'm in the background. Who's in here, my love? Who's in here? Where is everybody from? I've got 7 people in here and they're shy. They're all shy, but that's okay. Okay, look at this. Beautiful. We're just ripping this out. Hi. Hi, Ernie. So good. And if you wanted to, you could fry off some of this chicken fat. That would be nice. If you wanted to use that instead for maybe like a fat source to fry in a little bit to get more flavor if you are using a rotisserie chicken. Sometimes in that congealed bits at the bottom of these bags that they cook these in or that they package these in has a little bit of that excess cartilage or fat at the bottom. You could use a little bit of that liquid to fry, certainly, or add flavor to your dish. Those drippings are really good. Okay, here we go. I have quite a bit here that I like. I see. So I'm going to stop here. And also, more flavor. Try to find the dark meat on this rotisserie. Obviously, if you have chicken thigh, that'll be the best. more flavor since all that fat. Juicier, you know. Okay, so here we have maybe about, I'd say maybe 6 ounces of chicken, about 6 ounces, okay? Maybe even 8. We get 8 ounces, all right? Maybe 9, now that I really look at it. Oh yeah. 9 ounces of chicken, okay? All right. Now here, and I want to use a bit of that chicken fat. Let's just see, splashing a little water here, and I'll bring everything to you on this side. Bernie's brain is the only one speaking to me. So glad you're here, on. You hear that? A little bit of sizzle, that sounds, okay? About it like this. We want it bone dry. Hearing that? Okay. Sizzle. Pan is hot, means ready for oil. I would use something neutral. Okay? Something high smoke temperature. Peanut oil is great. Not too much of a flavor. Canola. Okay? High smoke temperature. Something that can endure high temperature. I don't want to see anybody cooking with extra virgin olive oil, okay? Not only will fragrant the dish in a different way, it will take away from the actual flavor profile that we're trying to achieve. Coconut oil burns quick. It's such a natural fat, it would. It's the same thing that you would achieve with butter, okay? So maybe like ghee, something that already has removed a lot of the fat solids that can withstand high temperature. Try something like that, okay? I'm going to be using a little bit of vegetable oil because that is all I currently have, all right? But you use what you have, okay? What you have, I assume, is good, all right? This is, oh, here's a little bit. And here I have some canola oil in here, and I'm going to use that personally. Okay, a couple tablespoons of that, or a quarter of an ounce. I don't really know how else to describe that. Okay, or an ounce. No, they don't do that over there. How many grams are in an ounce? Oh God, whatever. A spoonful, fucking God. Okay? Make sure that all that water that you splash in your pan to test if it's hot enough is completely dissolved. And use plenty. I might even go for about 4 here, 5. I'm at 6. All right. Very smoky. I'm keeping that on standby. I might need more, okay? Very smoky in here. Need that on. I'll add my flavor later on that chicken. Let's bring everything over. Everything. Okay. Veggies. Okay, here we go. It's going to happen very fast, and you're gonna say almost, what the fuck? I didn't learn anything. You know, you might feel that way, but at least I told you before. Okay, very hot, lots of smoke. I'm gonna lower my temperature down, even cut it off. All right, don't want a damn house fire. Starting with The things that are the most dense here, lots of water, really hard to cook down in comparison to an onion sliver. Okay, this cooks down a lot faster. There's a lot more sugar in here. See all the smoke? Turn the fire off. Add these in. Be very careful, okay? Lots of water in here. It's gonna pop a lot. Don't be scared. Put that in. We'll let that go. That'll be our first thing, okay? I want a metal spoon. I prefer a metal spatula. Slotted spoon. Fantastic. Beautiful. See how you hear that sound come from really high? Now it's calmed down a lot. Okay. And initially there's already color on it, okay? Already there. Okay. And if I had my tripod working, whoa. Obviously you guys would be able to see it. Here's what we have so far. Beautiful. Okay, let's turn our heat back on. Let's cool it down now. Heat back on. Temperature all the way up. High, very high, okay? This is not the heaviest bottom cast iron there could be. Okay. That's quite all right. It just retains a lot of heat quickly, which is good. That's what you want. Try to fry in something like that, or if you have a wok preferably. I have one, but I don't want to use it. Pull it all the way out and all the things, so I won't be doing that. Okay. Our seasonings. Let's bring it over. Bring it back up to temperature. Really, really high. And you should have did this before. More of a liquid sauce or seasoning sauce to add all over our noodles and stuff. We're going to do this now. Small bowl. Okay. I'm using a 1/4 of a cup as reference. I'm using plenty noodles. I have plenty stuff. I'll be using half of this as my form of measurement. I don't have a spoon that I like that's really big. I don't have one that's in the thing. I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? I'll use a damn shot glass, okay? Let's do that instead. This is not a lot of noodles. You don't need very much sauce. You'll have excess. So let's see. 1 part here, regular soy sauce. Okay, 1 part soy sauce. Oh, I didn't know this had plastic on it. Oh my God, it's just tricky to get in this box. Okay, now I'd say about 1/4 of an ounce or 1 teaspoon of black soy sauce. You could use more if you like. It's just really concentrated. You don't need very much, okay? You don't. You really don't. A little bit of oyster sauce. Same thing, a teaspoon, okay? Whoa, 2 teaspoons, never mind. Cute. All right, perfect. Keep pouring into this, don't rinse it out. You want to get all of that in there. We're just going to keep pouring in as we add these. Putting these away Put them away. Also, a little bit of, if you have it, Chinese mustard would go great in there. Fantastic. A little bit of fish sauce. Just a tiny splash. Tiny splash. Nothing crazy. Okay? Shake it up really well. Before you do that, shake it up really, really well. Going down in temperature. If it gets too hot, going low now. Add in our onions. Onions in. And that is the white onions that we used, or the yellow ones, I'm sorry. Add those in. Lower the temperature while you do this. You don't want to overcook anything in the pan. Perfect. Give it a mix. Beautiful. Okay. Now just look at this really quick. I want you to see the uniformity in the size of all the vegetables. Okay? See how they're more or less the same size as those onions? The same size. Gorgeous. Okay? That's what we're looking for. We were particular about how we cut those. Everything's the same size. Spread it even. Let it cook evenly. To continue, a little bit of mirin, and I'm going all the way to the top. 1 1/4 ounce mirin. It's cooking wine. And then I have a little bit of half portion, even 1/4 of rice wine vinegar. Okay? And also sugar. Generous on that. 1 part water. Okay? That's our sauce. Give it a mix. Taste it. Oh my God. It's like Chinese takeout. It's so good. It's good. Okay. We can compare it to this flame broiler sauce. A little bit more salty. A little bit more even. Okay? Sweetness comes out through here. Very good. But that vinegar helps keep it more leveled, stabilized like a sauce, not so much a sweetener. Does that make sense? Well-rounded is what I'm trying to say. This is. You can still add this. It's not a bad thing. But be mindful and taste it, because pay attention to how salty something is, okay? And we have about here 3/4 cup of sauce. And I don't know how many ounces it is. Jeremiah White, hello. Okay. Medium heat now. Higher temperature. We're going to add in our chicken. Okay? Chicken goes in. Just needs to heat up, doesn't need to cook, okay? A little bit of our carrots. That goes in. Coming down to the end now. All of our garlic. Put it on top. Don't mix it in just yet, okay? Don't be hasty. It's gonna get down there. We're gonna mix it. Okay, here. Now, everything's reducing here. We'll have our eggs. Medium heat requires now more ingredients. We added all that in. Water will expel. The temperature will go down. Okay, it's only on medium. It's not on super high. We can still crank it up from here. Hey Yenzo. Hello. This is egg fried rice. This is chicken stir fry with wheat noodles. Give it a mix. Turn the heat on higher. See how it sort of calmed down a little bit, the sizzle. High heat now. Very high. Okay. Look at this. From here. Beautiful. We shredded our pieces of chicken up a little bit bigger than our veggies. Very pretty. Okay, we'll let that go. Chicken sounds yummy. Yes, this is one of those things. Clean out your whole fridge if you wanted to. Honest. Okay, are you ready? Start beating our eggs. I have 4 eggs for this, but it would suffice if you had 1 if you're feeding yourself, or 2 if you're feeding 2 people, okay? 1 egg per person that you're going to be feeding. Break all the yolks. You want to aerate them. Add air, flip air into it. You want them to be a light yellow color. I'm going to lower this while I do this. Light color, canary shell yellow. Okay? Canary eggshell yellow. Very, very, very light. Despite how dark your yolks are, if you aerate it enough, the color will dilute. Trust me. You want it lighter than it started. I should see no whites, no sort of phlegmy white parts, opaque yellow parts, and really dark all at one time. It should be all one cohesive color. Lots of bubbles on the top, plenty of bubbles, okay? An indication that you've aerated it enough. No clear pockets either. All one solid color and texture. We'll go forward and back towards us. Tired. Now look at this. Look. Come look, okay? This is what you want. Nice pale yellow, lots of bubbles, frothy on the top. That's what we want, okay? That's what you're looking for. Do this at the very last. The air fizzles out. You don't want to keep doing this. I'm doing it right before I'm about to add it in. Think about it. High heat. Push everything to one side. Everything to the side. Okay? Everything to the side. We've used up all of that oil. Amazing, I know. 1, 2, 3. 3 more. We're at 9 little teaspoons here. I'd call that. High heat. Medium, at least. For our oil, okay? Neutral oil. Add our eggs in. Let that oil heat up. Pan should be hot enough. Here we are. Ready? Go ahead. all the way. Let it settle. Let it cook on one side first. The edges should come up white a little bit. Uh-oh. I'm always quick in stirring eggs. You should be. You really should be. Only just want to make sure that barrier between the things that we push to the side, okay, is separated. And sometimes it seeps underneath. So if I let it relax and actually like form a crust, just a tiny bit, a little bit of a structural integrity first. And then after that, we want to stir rapidly. We don't want it to smell like eggs in here. Okay? Get the top off the pan there. But see, nothing is slipped underneath. That we let it give it a rest at just first. And now flip it all together. Beautiful. Beautiful and soft. Okay? Nice and soft. And see that the color is not super dark or gotten browned. It's still nice and fluffy. Does not smell like eggs in here. It's beautiful. Okay? Now, incorporate together, all together, completely. Add our noodles. Okay? Noodles in. You would start with half. We'd start with half. Our temperature depleted a lot. Okay? A lot. The ratio is a little bit. I kind of like it. But at the same time, I think I'll add just a little bit more, half of what we have here. Okay, fully incorporate them completely. High temperature, high heat, back up to the top, all the way up. Here we are. This right here is our ratio. To show you, I'm going to lower the temperature a bit. Ratio between noodles and add-ins here. Vegetables, chicken, etc. See? Not too much chicken, not too much noodles. Every time we take a scoop, there's plenty in there. Plenty. It's all falling to the bottom, but plenty. Here you go. See it there? Beautiful. Okay? Even, half and half. Okay? Or slightly more noodle. Slightly more noodle than you would have sauce. Or sorry, veggies and chicken, or veggies and protein, whatever you like. I was saying earlier, a little bit of shrimp would go great in there. It's only a handful, doesn't really matter. Okay, high temperature. Now, seasoning wise here, lower it down just for demonstration purposes. Don't want anything to burn or overcook. A little bit of MSG, all the way across the top, back and forth. Onion powder, 1, 2, back and forth. A little bit of salt-free seasoning, dehydrated vegetables, that's all it is. No salt in here. One time across. A little bit of red pepper flake in there as well. Buttery steak seasoning, completely unnecessary. You don't need it. If you have black pepper and soy sauce, this would work great. Hear me again, black pepper and soy sauce would work fabulous. And that gray powdered stuff, preferably white pepper, okay? Granulated garlic, 1, 2, all the way across. I have cracked black pepper today. A lot of this. A lot. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. A lot, plenty, okay? A sprinkle, if you're bold, chili flake. Our sauce, okay? Sauce in. All of it. A cup of sauce, okay? At least a cup. Add accordingly. accordingly, okay? High heat. We should hear a sizzle in there, okay? I have the tops, the mids of my green onions here that we've kept in ice water, cut on a bias. Very pretty. Throw those in now. They're ready to go. Okay. High heat, don't forget it. Microplane a little bit of our Asian pear in here for some sweetness, okay? A little bit of sweetness. Don't cut yourself. Tap it off. Beautiful. You could use apple. You could use pear. Make sure they're in season. Give it a stir. Get your spoon to the bottom of the pan. To the bottom, okay? Look now. Come here now. Let that get up to temperature. You see how there's no sizzle? For demonstrative purposes, we lowered the temperature, okay? Just so it didn't burn on the way here. Okay, here we go. Letting that get back up, and then I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you what we've done. And now, chicken drippings from a rotisserie chicken. I know. This gelatinous texture down here has a lot of collagen, very rich in flavor. See that? Put that down at the very base of the pan. Clear a little section so it can hit the pan and heat up. Okay? This right here, flavor. At least a tablespoon. Don't waste. It's good for you. That gelatinous area that gets like that, collagen. Good for healing properties, regenerative properties in that. Really good, especially if you're sick. Okay? It's all derived from the bones there, from that rotisserie chicken. Let it get up to heat. Now, I'm going to show you here. Wow. Wow, just gorgeous. Okay, you ready? I'm going to show you now. I wish we had a little light. We're going to invest soon, you guys. I know it's hard to see. Really hard to see. And I wish I had a little bit of a light. Oh, there. Here we go. Gorgeous. Beautiful. See how that egg is still nice and pretty blonde. Don't want it to be too dark. Okay? We don't want this to be a fried egg thing, okay? It's supposed to just add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of protein, some animal fat, okay? Gorgeous. Beautiful. Okay? And now we're at that stage here. We're ready for green onions. And we have these are about, what, 2.5, almost inch and a quarter, almost 2 inches, okay? Add these in now. Now they will. Good. Get them nice and deep incorporated. Cut the heat off. No more heat. No more. They're already wilted. We just want it to add color into the dish. Okay, notice that. They're already flat. Remember I described them. They'd be this darker color. They're barely in there. We just put them in there. You've seen. Okay? Let's see, we cut the heat. The residual heat will cook them. And what does that mean? More presentable, a lighter green, a pop of color. okay? That's all you need. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yum, I'm gonna eat it. Damn, a lot. Cozy and True Chef. Thanks, love. Interesting. You want some potassium? You're gonna add cheese. Oh my God, no, I can't do cheese. Insightful. Come on. That looks good. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Bean sprouts, if you guys like them, would be really good in here too. Sometimes people put Thai chilies. I don't know if you've ever had that before. They look like this. Sometimes you go to takeout and those tiny little peppers in Panda Express, they have those in there in like Kung Pao chicken. That's this. The dehydrated, the dry ones, okay? Put them in whole if you want to perfume the dish or have a little bit of an essence of spice. Crack it open, cook with them beginning to the end or even halfway through to the end, okay? For a little bit of heat, and I mean a little bit. Or slice just a quarter of it off, okay? Be mindful that when they're dehydrated and dried out, spices, and especially peppers, they get hotter. The fresher they are, you'd be surprised, not so much, okay? You could add that in, it'd be a treat. We're gonna plate it. I'm gonna put you guys back on the other side. And we're gonna try this sauce. I don't know if you guys got here in the beginning. I know I look rough right now, my apologies. I'm gonna have to get ready after this, go streaming again. I don't know if you guys have ever had that. Who's had this? It's called Boom Boom Shrimp Sauce. It's from Walmart. Have you ever had that? Who's had this? Or, if you're intimidated by that, go sweeter. Okay, these accoutrements are really good. Thai sweet chili sauce. The Filipino brand one in a glass bottle, they sell it at Walmart. Even better. I'm not kidding. We're gonna try this together. I don't really know if this is good. I didn't use shrimp today, and on the picture it looks like it's fried shrimp with the sauce coating it. So I don't know how this is gonna taste. I want to taste it with you guys though. It's a sauce, and it says adds a bang to your dish, but it doesn't really tell me. It doesn't really tell me how to eat it. Shake well before using, refrigerate after opening. Oh, I guess it gives you a recipe. Box frozen great value breaded butterfly shrimp. So if you guys ever buy those butterfly shrimp, I guess that's what you're supposed to technically put this on. Because I guess that butterfly shrimp coating, if they do have like a deep fried coating, I think it's supposed to adhere to the sauce. I think that's why it looks like this. Because it looked like it's covered. So I think it's probably good on that. Maybe it's good on katsu. I don't know if you had that before. Medium bowl, toss the shrimp evenly and serve. But I bet you can use this as a sauce. I bet it wouldn't be bad. Because it's not a yum yum sauce. Because there's a separate one that they had at Walmart. I never had yum yum sauce before, actually. But I opened it up a little bit. It smells a little tangy. It might just be for fish. But we could try it. What's in it? Jalapeno pepper, salt. Egg yolks for creaminess or richness. Salt, spices. Lemon juice, garlic. Eggs, milk, anchovies, coconut, wheat, and soy. Cane sugar. Vinegar. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be good on that. I don't know. Let's plate it. had sesame seeds. We'll see. Hold on. Hold on. A little bit. Hey! Stay. Stay in there. Okay, look. Oh. I need scissors. I'm gonna use a knife. It's a knife. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Very pretty. Here we are. Gorgeous. Perfect little serving too. Fistful. Perfect. Delicious. Yum. Okay. Plenty too. Plenty of it. Alright, let's taste. Looks like a restaurant order. Ah, thank you, Ann. Thank you. I am an artist. Thank you. Outside of food, that is why I really love to cook. We can implement our creativity. That's why I'm so particular of what we put in here, Yenzo, because we want those flavors to contrast in color too. That way it looks appealing. Does that make sense? And that way you're enticed to eat it. You know, I'm enticed. I want to eat it. It looks good. But let's take a bite without sauce, okay? Oh, let me take a picture of it, you guys. I'm sorry. I have to take a photo. If anybody has me on Snap, you'll be able to see the photos there of all of our food. So nice. So nice. A little bit of scallions on top would be nice too. Okay, let's try it, yeah? Let's try it together. Look at a little bit of the egg, some of that pepper, chicken, green onion. Whoa, I'm dropping stuff. I'm dropping it. I want a good bite. No, I want the green onion too. Mmm. 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 Oh my God. Oh. It's good. Oh, it's tasty too. It's good. Okay. We'll try the sauce by itself. Rating the Boom Boom sauce by itself, 1 through 10. 0 being why is it on the shelf? 10 being if I, could have it every day, all day, always, all the time, be stranded on an island, want it, It's spicy. Okay. For some reason I thought it was going to be spicy, like horseradish spicy, but it's not. I've never had anything like that before. But I can describe it as mayonnaise-y. I think it's those egg yolks in there and the oil to establish this creamy texture. Almost reminds me of mayonnaise. Spicy comes through. Jalapeno spice comes through completely. It's a little tangy, the vinegar. And it smells fishy, almost like a tartar sauce, but I think that's the anchovies in there. It gives it a little bit of a saltiness to it. It's really good. I don't get the coconut though, but I think it'd be good on here. I think it would be good. Let's try it with it. I don't want to put too much. Okay. Must taste like fireworks in the mouth. Okay. What the fuck? Yenzo. Right, Yenzo. Right. Fireworks in the mouth. Right. Okay, let's try it with the sauce. Mmm. Mmm. Well, it also takes away from everything we did. Like, it's kind of so strong that it masks all the flavor we put into it. It coats everything so much. Yeah. That's kind of what we're left with. Sweet chili, okay. Let's try that. I already know what this tastes like though. That's good. On chicken, that'd be really good. I think any white meat would be good on that. Maybe not, ooh. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, any white meat. Okay, sweet chili. Mmm. Mmm. Same thing. Kind of hides everything we did here today. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Oh man. That's good. And you know what? That's a great idea, actually, to find out what to do with a rotisserie chicken. Honestly. Because that little thing didn't have a lot of flavor. I'm going to show you guys what we made. Anybody new coming in? I'm going to show you. Got something in here. And it is good. And then I'm going to go. I'm going to take a break, you guys. Beautiful. Bigger portion. You can see what we've done. Gorgeous. Beautiful and gorgeous. Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you later. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna finish my meal and shower. Hey Kai, if there's any means, if anybody wants to get the recipe, I have a small video that I recorded before coming on here just now. We had to get on and off abruptly because my other phone was gonna die. So if you want to see everything that we put in here, piece by piece, the brand, all of that, it's gonna be in that smaller version. It is not up yet. It's 30 minutes long, and I wanna say specifically 32 minutes and some change. Can't be that specific, but it should be there. And then the assembly was all of this video, even going down to the cuts and how much everything weighed in terms of the vegetables. But I didn't weigh the protein. That's up to you guys. If you wanted the ratios there, that's what it would be, more or less, okay? I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for tapping the screen, and thank you for the likes. I'll see you guys. Bye.